One of the best-known atheists of our time is Richard Dawkins, an evolutionary biologist at Oxford, and probably his best-known book promoting atheism is The God Delusion. I've read through it, and I'd like to share my thoughts. I remember years ago watching the apologist Sean McDowell role-play an atheist, and I was blown away by how well he could communicate and even defend atheism in front of a Christian audience. Clearly, he was well read on the subject, and it inspired me to do the same. So I bought a number of top atheist books and began working through them. Not surprisingly, The God Delusion by Dawkins was near the top of that list. A lot of Christians who read atheist books often begin with this attitude of debunking everything. And for me, I entered with Christian beliefs, but frankly, I wasn't trying to pick a fight. I wanted to understand them better. In fact, although I certainly disagreed with a lot of the book, in this video, I'd like to share the positive aspects of how I experienced the book. I'll wait to respond to some of his major points in my next video. First things first, Dawkins is masterful at the English language. Can we all agree on that? I mean, wow, this guy can write. He's clear, he's clever, just struck me. Secondly, I got a lot out of his purpose for writing such a massive book. Dawkins expressed concern about people raised in religious homes but feeling trapped in their family's belief system. So he says on page 18, "The non-believing choir is a lot bigger than many people think, especially in America. But again, especially in America, it is largely a closet choir, and it desperately needs encouragement to come out." And then on page 27, "The reason so many people don't notice atheists is that many of us are reluctant to come out. My dream is that this book may help people to come out." At the time, these statements were striking for me, eye-opening even. As a Christian, I'd always seen myself as an anomaly in a non-Christian world. Looking at the numbers of true followers of Jesus in the States, I think this is a fair assessment, but the same feeling can also be had by non-religious people who themselves are surrounded by religious family, friends, churchgoers. What do you suppose it would be like if you were growing up in a Christian home, but you started to genuinely doubt your faith? What if this Christian home is full of people who openly mock the non-believing world? Would you be eager to confess that you are one of them? Many Christian homes do not create a culture where that is even thinkable. And so it seems that Dawkins is aware of that reality. I wasn't. To be clear, I think it's important for Christian parents to raise their children to learn about Christianity and why they believe. But we must be careful to give our children the freedom to think through the issues and decide for themselves, knowing that their parents will love them regardless of their path in life, just as Christ loves all people regardless of their path in life. Another thing I learned from this book was also why Dawkins has gained a reputation for being overly harsh toward religion. I had an atheist friend tell me once to avoid Dawkins because he doesn't seem very charitable. I can think of some Christian influencers to avoid as well. But for Dawkins, at least he explains himself. Listen to a few of his statements on the matter. Page 16. "If my language sounds intemperate, it is only because of the weird convention almost universally accepted that religious faith is uniquely privileged above and beyond criticism." Perhaps his statement is a bit dated since the time of social media, but whatever. That was his belief on the matter. Page 320. "It is because the evidence for evolution is overwhelmingly strong, and I am passionately distressed that my opponent can't see it, or more usually refuses to look at it because it contradicts his holy book. My passion is increased when I think about how much the poor fundamentalists and those whom they influence are missing." And then the next page. "As a scientist, I am hostile to fundamentalist religion because it actively debauches the scientific enterprise. It teaches us not to change our minds and not to want to know exciting things that are available to be known. It subverts science and saps the intellect." This is not just an angry guy being angry. There's passion here. Passion for science, passion for truth. I can respect that. And I can respect when I see the same passion in other atheistic thinkers. If I truly believed that religion was an attack against a scientific enterprise, which I don't, I'll talk about that some in my next video, but if I did think this, I'd turn up the heat too. Now, I still don't believe that mockery or heated vitriol is ever appropriate when debating religion. Sometimes Dawkins does that, and so I won't really intend to defend him here when he goes too far. But at least I can understand. That can help me be charitable towards others, even if they are not charitable towards me. So yeah, I'm glad that I read The God Delusion. I've read so many things that I agree with in the past. It's always stimulating when I venture outside that bubble. I got stuff out of the God Delusion. I learned more about how to understand some forms of atheism, and I hope that I can continue learning from others over the course of my life. Next week, I'm going to continue this conversation by responding to a few of the objections that Dawkins made against Christianity. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.